Hey everyone, and welcome to the second episode of The Rest Day with Jack Haig. I'm trying to get a little bit more professional here by doing a bit of an intro. The last one with Wout was a bit more maybe rushed and unorganized. But this time I sat down with Pavel Sivakov. He is a pretty close friend of mine. We live together in Andorra, and we both recently raced Vuelta Catalunya. And I wanted to sit down and try and get his perspective on changing teams from Ineos to UAE, what it's like to race with Tadej Pogacar. It was his first race with Tadej in Vuelta Catalunya, and Tadej was quite dominant. We kind of speak about how the tactics in the race work for UAE when they race with Tadej, how it was personally for him, and what his experience is with changing teams and how he's enjoying the first couple of months with UAE. All right, I'm sitting here with Pavel Sivakov. We're back in Andorra. It's about a week and a half after Vuelta Catalunya. I wanted to do this a little bit earlier, but you were actually racing GP Indurain, which was the weekend after Catalunya.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
How'd that go?
Actually, pretty well. I mean, we won the race with the team, with Brandon. And yeah, for me personally, also, like in Catalonia, I was suffering the whole week, to be honest. And there in Indurain, I was like towards the front in the back end of the race. So it was a nice feeling to be back in front, really. And yeah, happy. So yeah, looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I think both of us weren't really enjoying Catalonia that much. We were together a little bit, but went too far back.
I think like it's a race you really enjoy if you're in good nick, but yeah, we were not in our normal shape, you know, and I think, we suffered quite a lot. Although it was still a nice week, to be honest, especially for me, like won the race.
Yeah. Maybe before we talk too much about Catalunya, I thought we'd touch on changing teams. You moved from Ineos, Team Sky to UAE this year.
Yeah.
How's the change been? Has it been easier or harder than you thought to change teams?
Honestly, I never had like a lot of apprehension about changing teams. Like I never been scared of like fitting in or anything like this. Was just looking forward to changing environment, having something new trainings, new people around, and now it's been great. I think it's what I need. I spent a lot of time with Ineos. It's been 6 or 8 years, and yeah, I definitely need a change. I think at some point you just stagnate, and like I've said it before, it's just what I needed, and yeah, it's two different things, to be honest, like two different mentalities, I would say. With the, let's say, Italian history, Spanish also influence in UAE, and Ineos being British is obviously different, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I had the same thing with Green Edge. I was there 5 years, and just after 5 years I was ready for a change. I was like, there was no real particular reason, but I just really wanted to have a change, and change is sometimes nice. Some of the biggest differences in the team changing, you said you changed coaches, obviously.
Yeah.
We speak a little bit about this when we're out training.
Yeah. Actually, my training changed a lot. I'm now with Ineos San Milan, the famous coach.
The Zone 2 guy.
Famous Zone 2, yeah. So, yeah, it's a lot different from what I'm used to do. It's a lot of Zone 2 riding, actually really steady, riding one pace all day. And, yeah, less hours, but I would say it's not even more intense. Yeah, harder hours. So it's basically when you do 5 hours, you're 5 hours on, as before was like some easy parts in between. But yeah, a lot of Zone 2 stuff. And yeah, actually I'm still into, the process of understanding it really well, how I should approach it, what works for me, what doesn't work. But yeah, I'm also like keen, to try a different approach on training, change things, as I said. So, no, it's pretty good, I would say.
You've become a lot less fun to train with.
Yeah. Actually, that's one thing. It's you cannot really train with people so much because, when you have like most of my, let's say, if I'm not resting on an easy ride, I would just ride 280 watts, and it's not the nice pace. Especially like we were talking the other day, we're like, let's say not heavy, but like in the
we're heavy for climbers, man.
Yeah, we're heavy for climbers, like in the 70 kg range. And yeah, for me, zone 2 is actually, for us, zone 2 is actually quite high. So yeah, not many people can train with you, just riding 280 watts all day. So
yeah, I think we trained together much more when you were in Ineos.
Yeah, it was much more easy. We could adapt more. Now there's
not much conversational pace.
No.
And then we were also talking the other day about changing in nutrition. Obviously, you are working, nutrition has become a lot more important now in cycling. And then, every team sort of has a slightly different way of doing nutrition. Like in Green Edge, I did it a bit of a certain way. And then at the beginning in Bahrain, they weren't really putting that much emphasis on it. But now I think it's actually probably one of the things that my team does really well. And they put a lot of emphasis on nutrition. I think we have 4 nutritionists, we have 2 chefs in the team, we have a big kitchen truck. But what were some of the changes you had from Ineos to UAE?
I would say the biggest changes maybe we focus less on, like, let's say, like I told you last time, the periodizing, like it's actually quite high in carbs most of the time, because as well the training changed. So I don't have like one day where I'll be doing like 6 hours quite easy. Although in zone 2 you still burn fats, but it's like a lot of calories. So I'm not periodizing as much, I would say. Like
because the nutritionists there, Gorka,
Gorka Prieto. Actually, they're looking for someone now to help him, but he's alone in the team.
Which is crazy when you hear about like a World Tour team only having one nutritionist. But he published a study on carb periodization.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why his philosophy is a bit more high carb all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like they did a study with carb and fat. Like they just seen that basically, like this is what he told me as well. Like what matters is the calories, not really the way you take them in. And for us as endurance cyclists, the intensity is definitely quite high every day. So it's better to have like the most efficient source of fuel, which is carbs. So yeah, that's how we approach it here. But then at the end of the day, I don't think there is also like a drastic difference from Ineos to UAE. This is like I would say tiny bit, like
small details.
A little tweak, was also really good with UAE Tour last year. Actually, another Baz guy. But yeah, just maybe less periodization, I would say.
And you don't have a kitchen truck in UAE. Do you miss kitchen truck in Ineos? Because Ineos kitchen truck's pretty cool.
It's really nice. It's like on the Grand Tour, I wouldn't lie, it's a really nice one. It's like almost a little home, because every day you get back in, and especially I have good memories. Like, I don't know, we had such a good group last year in the Giro. You just spend hours in there chatting, and that was really nice. It's just like same place, same seat every day. It's really like for the comfort. But when you think about the performance side, it's not making so much difference, to be honest. At the end of the day, if you have a chef that cooks good food, if you eat in a kitchen truck or if you eat in a hotel, it's also yeah.
But the kitchen truck is nice. Like like you said, you spend so much time in there. We got a new kitchen truck just now in Bahrain, and it's nicer inside than the old one that we used to have. But you spend so much time in there that you actually have a lot of really nice memories and conversations with the teammates in there. Because in the end, you do breakfast and dinner every day there. And it's kind of where you decompress a little bit from the day. Like you're relaxed and after the stage in the bus, and like it's just it can be pretty fun sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's like basically the area of the riders, there is no one else, just us. Because there is just us on the race, but then we're not in the same, like, next to each other. There's a lot of other guys around, but this kitchen truck, I think, actually for a group bond, if you have a good dynamic, sometimes maybe you have like one team where not everyone is getting, not along very well, but maybe there's like language bars and stuff. Maybe then is a bit different. But when you have a good group, it's just making that group closer and closer.
More differences. Who has the better bus?
Actually, I haven't been in the new bus of UAE yet.
But you had the one with the expanding sides.
No, not in Catalunya.
I was in Paris-Nice.
It was in Paris-Nice, and now it was in the Classic.
So you had the old bus now.
Yeah, now Ineos has a new bus as well. So I cannot compare.
Because I saw the expanding side bus
Yeah.
in Paris-Nice, and it looked pretty cool. Because now our kitchen truck has the same thing. And
Yeah.
you get so much more space. So I was curious to hear. But when you spend
Yeah. I'll tell you. I'll tell you, yeah, definitely.
How's the season been so far? You did Vuelta Valencia, and that was the first race.
Yeah, it was not a great start, I would say. I mean, I trained really well the whole winter, and I was in pretty good shape starting the season for Valenciana. And yeah, already on stage 1, I started to feel a lot of pain on my tendon behind the knee, the semitendinosus. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it just got inflamed. I basically just one day of racing and is 2 weeks off, It's like crazy sometimes when you push like one tendon or something, then like a few hours can make you out of your sport for a couple of weeks. So yeah, I mean, it was a setback, but I try to look at the positives. Like, it happened early in the season. My season is actually gonna be long and hard in the middle bits in the summer, especially. So yeah, no, it hasn't been ideal. Then I had 2 weeks off, like more or less 3 weeks of training before Catalunya, and yeah, raced there. So that was pretty tough, actually. We talked just earlier. We both weren't at our level there, and I think, mentally it's pretty hard when you used to be not suffering at a certain pace, especially now with the numbers. We can see the watts we're pushing, and you're like, yeah, but normally I can push this quite easily, and you cannot do it, and I think it just cracks you mentally.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. We were talking the other day about how now World Tour racing has got so hard that if you miss like 5% of your fitness, that the racing, like, it's just impossible to be part of the race. And it's really hard mentally to know that you're capable of being at least close to the front and then not being anywhere near it. And now there's so much depth in the professional or in the World Tour field that the difference between 5th or 50th, now everyone's so strong at that bottom end. Whereas before, maybe you would be like, instead of being 5th, you'd be 15th. Whereas now if you miss 5%, you're 50th instead of...
Yeah, I think so. It's like, because if you look everyone around, everyone is so professional now.
Yeah.
So much more professional. Everyone is doing altitude camps, even like, let's say domestic riders who are not even fighting for wins and everything. But yeah, I agree with you. And I think also seeing some numbers and stuff a lot, it makes you think also more about your level, like if you cannot push something, then mentally it's harder. But no, I agree. Like now it's crazy. Like I did some, work for Tade on that race, and I pulled off, and I thought, there is at least 50 guys behind me. It was like maybe 20 or 10 guys. That was actually crazy.
Yeah.
On the first stage, I did like one pull, especially Catalunya, the climbing level is so good.
I think Catalunya and Zulia are probably the worst tours for gruppettos. Yeah. There's like nothing. Like everyone just climbs and everyone just goes full. And like when you think there's 20 guys left, there's 50.
Yeah. And everyone in the last climb, everyone still goes pretty fast.
Yeah.
Like you can relax.
Talking Catalunya and domestiques, Dom and Novak. He was a teammate of mine in Bahrain, and then now he's with UAE. He's maybe doesn't get spoken about that much because he does a lot of the work maybe before the TV cameras come on.
Yeah.
But man, he's so strong, and in Catalunya was out of control.
Yeah, this is funny because actually I think if you talk to people who just like journalists, they watch the race.
They probably don't know who he is.
Yeah, they didn't even see him, but everyone that did Catalunya talked about Domen.
God damn, Domen, why is he riding so hard?
Me and Felix, we told him a few times to slow down, but yeah, he was just so strong that week. He was just, honestly, I don't know if I haven't seen this many times that one guy can pull like so good on the flat in the climbs and just like so long.
And also repeat it day after day.
Yeah.
I guess maybe talking about Domen being such a strong bastard. The tactics now, you're riding with Poggy today.
Yeah.
It was the first race you did with him.
Yeah.
Is it like, what do you talk about in the DS meeting? Like beforehand, like he's in Catalunya, he's so much better than everyone else there.
Yeah.
You just say that you like ride hard, and then when you guys all pull off, he attacks and he wins.
Actually, what the first like thing that I noticed is like it was so relaxed on this race. Like, I mean, we're going there for the win, but it's almost like it's not that we take it for granted, but like the team knows that he's the strongest rider, and it's like so relaxed, and we're just like, yeah, okay, like basically we have to bring him to this point, and even if we're all cooked, he's like, yeah, I can save the day anyway, you know? Even if we're not there, he can win, you know? It's not like, we will make the race hard, and I think that's what Domen did the whole week. Like, it was impressive, but at the end of the day, like, even if we drop earlier, for him, it doesn't change anything.
Yeah, like his talent and ability can make up for like a bad tactical team decision. Like if you guys burn all your matches too early and there's like 60k to go and Tadej's alone, he just attacks and rides away.
Yeah, I think like I've noticed some like, you know, let's say because we were so strong, it was fine in Catalunya, but I think maybe on some races, you know, like especially Grand Tours where it's 3 weeks, I've noticed some things that maybe we could do like just smarter, you know, don't just go like full, because at the end it's not going to matter for him because he can win anyway. But for us, like it's actually hard and we get more tired. But yeah, it's crazy. Like also, you know, in Ineos we used to, when let's say we control the race, we do it downhill. We used to go like quite easy, and there is just like Tadej comes in the front, passes us. It was like one went downhill on the Valter stage. He actually dropped the soul and went like with 4 guys from the team. And yeah, it's just a different mentality. It's just like, full gas every day. I quite like it. It's nice to have this fresh approach to go for it every day. Really.
Did you ride with Froome whenever he won a Grand Tour?
No, I never did. I did ride with Froome, but yeah, he was like recovering from a crash. So yeah, no, I never did like a race where he was GC leader.
With Bernal or G, you won a Grand Tour with either of them?
No, actually no. Also no. I was riding with Carapaz when he was second. I never won a Grand Tour with Ineos.
Well, I was going to ask what were the differences between Tadej and like G, Bernal, and
I think it's. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. From my perspective, like I know Tadej a tiny bit just from being in the peloton. Whenever I chat with him, he's always super friendly. He's always super relaxed. Like nothing really seems to be a problem, and he's always quite positive. But I guess like it'd be pretty easy to be positive when you win any race you start.
Yeah. But to be fair, these 3 guys, they have similarities. I have the feeling they don't overthink so much. You know.
Yeah.
Like that's probably what makes them also so good, because they don't spend this energy on like some bullshit really, or just some thoughts, you know. They're just
deep thinking.
Yeah, exactly. They just take it how it comes, you know. They are just relaxed. Like if some problems or like something it's not going like how they wanted or how they planned, they're just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah,
they just take it and they move forward.
They don't overanalyze something.
No, they don't. They just quite simple. And yeah, I think that this is one similarity. I would say these 3 guys are, but then Tadej is just, I think it just did how easy he makes things look. Like it's just crazy. I've never seen it. Actually, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't actually know him that well other than just speaking a little bit in the peloton, but the little bit that I have spoken to him, I really like him, and I think he's really good for the sport of cycling.
Yeah, he's a really good leader. Like, you know, even if I didn't feel great mentally, that was a great week, because at the end, we won almost every stage, and you know, it's almost like, you start a stage, you know you're going to win. It's like,
it's a nice feeling, because I had a similar feeling with Simon and Adam Yates sometimes when we were at Green Edge at the very beginning, and then also with Sonny Cabrelli, my first year in Bahrain, where you kind of knew that if you committed 100% and just delivered them to the right spot at the more or less the right time,
they're going to win.
They're probably going to win. Well, if they didn't win, they had a really, really good chance of winning.
Yeah.
It's a really nice feeling when you can be part of that, or like that. It's easier to commit because the reward seems so close. It seems more likely. Whereas like if you don't have a rider like Tadej or Jonas or Primoz, or there's sometimes just subconsciously, I don't know, it's not quite as easy to go as deep.
Yeah, probably, yes. Yeah, it's true. It's like, you just know they're going to deliver.
Yeah.
But no, it's a big change for me. But then it's really different. Like, then let's say I did also Indy right now, and actually there we had several leaders, because if you look at the depth of the team,
it's also crazy when you look at the depth of the team.
Like when Tadej is there, he's the man, like lone leader. But then on the other races, actually the opposite. We have many guys capable of winning, and there is a little bit different tactic. It's like more about, actually a lot of guys have their own chances,
and just whoever has the best legs on the race.
Yeah, exactly. And it's actually also a nice feeling, just maybe attacking from far, more like racing a bit more open than I used to do with Ineos.
Now, with UAE, the big goal, and maybe one of the reasons why you changed teams, was to do the Tour de France.
Yeah.
And that's now part of the build-up now to go to the Tour de France with UAE?
Yeah, definitely. So Tour, they're going to building really for the Tour. That's what the big goal in mind this year. Hopefully we can finish the jumbo streak, and definitely, especially Tadej is trying to go for the double Giro Tour this year, so it's going to be interesting.
Will you do more training camps with Tadej? Is he on that weird Giro program? Because he's in altitude now.
Maybe the last one after Dauphiné, before Tour. There.
Seems like he'd be a fun guy to have on training camp. Was he good in December camp or January camp?
Yeah. He was. Yeah, it's just good. Yeah, it's just like, honestly, like how you see him, like how people see him, that's how he is. He's a super simple guy. Like, like really humble and simple, and it's good to see, like a champ like this. They don't.
Do you think, for example, in Catalunya, the way or how good he is ruins the TV for the spectators a little bit?
For sure. If I was a spectator, I would be like, okay, now he goes and he wins.
Because I guess maybe we both have a different perspective here, because you're riding for him, so him winning by so much is quite a nice feeling. But then like our morale, like it's quite hard now to go to a race.
Yeah, for sure.
Think that you're capable of winning. Like already before we started World of Catalunya, as a team, we knew that it would be really, really hard to win because Tadej was there.
Yeah, it's like, you almost race for second place, but you never know. It's bike racing. At the end of the day, everything can happen. Like he also blew on some races. He's not invincible. We've all seen this, but I think I agree with you. Sometimes for the spectators, it ruins it. But from our perspective, at the same time, it's like we're pulling hard all day. We also want to win, and if we can win one stage, like I heard some like commentaries about, but UAE maybe could give like away one stage. Yeah, but why would we do that? It's only 1 week. I understand in a Grand Tour you need to save the legs, but like in 1 week, okay, maybe we're not making friends like this, but if we can win.
I wanted to bring this up as well, because I also found this funny, and we spoke about it in our team during World of Catalunya, where I don't get this common, like the feedback that sometimes the spectators give, like that, UAE should not win this stage, or like they're getting greedy or something like this. I was like, man, if I had Tadej's legs, I'd want to win as much as possible. Like, of course you want to win. Like, that's why we do this sport. And I find it strange that there seems to be this mentality from the spectators that, to be too dominant is a bad thing. But I also 100% get the perspective of you guys as the domestiques for Tadej. you want to work hard
Yeah.
so he wins. And then if I had Tadej's legs, I'd also want to win every single day if I could.
Yeah.
Like, it's a nice feeling.
Yeah, I get why they think like this.
Yeah.
But you just have to take a step back and think, yeah, but it's a hard sport. Like, I mean, if you can win, you're not gonna let it go. Like, you have to go for it. Like, especially on a weak stage race. I understand maybe on the Grand Tour, maybe sometimes you have to save the legs because it's like game of attrition, no? But honestly, yeah, it's like, just go for it, especially for him also. Like, he's got a really strong team around him. We can do the job and deliver him, like pull the brake back or control the breakaway. He doesn't have to do it. But so yeah,
Will you race with him again before the Tour?
No.
Because he does, I don't know what he does, but he does Giro, then nothing for the Tour.
Ardennes, Liège.
He does Liège.
Liège.
Yeah. So you'll just see him again in altitude
Yeah.
before.
No, it was good, I think, to race with him
Yeah.
before the Tour, at least to see how he races and how to work for him.
Yeah.
Which is, quite easy. To be honest. Well, no. Actually, when you think about it, there's not so many races left before the Tour.
No, I was also thinking about this the other day where I potentially don't have that many races left for the season. Like, if you do 2 Grand Tours,
Yeah.
for example, Tour Vuelta,
Yeah.
then maybe, you do maybe Romandy, maybe Dauphiné, or maybe Swiss or something like this. So you maybe only have 3, 4, maybe 5 if you do San Sebastian races.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like 50 race days.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Is like, yeah, actually, season is gonna come up by the end so fast. Like, even like for some opportunities or everything. Okay, Grand Tour, there is a lot of them, but it's like
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Especially when you're with a guy like Tadej, like you just end up
yeah.
working with him. And
yeah, but this is different.
Yeah.
You work like you have like a team goal, but
personal
yeah,
results are maybe there are not so many opportunities left.
yeah, it's true. And like you say, if you have something going wrong in the season, and at a level, even if you're 80%, you cannot do anything. You're just there in the back, and maybe before it was different. I guess it was a little bit different. You could have like been less in the legs and still perform. I don't know. I guess even from the moment I started the season, the cycling has changed. Not the season, my career, cycling has changed so much.
Oh, massively.
It's like so much more intense from the start.
Yeah. I also got a bit of a rude shock in Tour Down Under this year, because the last time I did Tour Down Under was 2014 and 15. And the cycling was very different back then.
Yeah,
Tour Down Under was not as hard as it probably was the recent years. Well, I mainly just wanted to talk about Catalunya, the new team, and Poggy, and we sort of covered all that.
Yeah.
So, might wrap it up there.
Sounds good. Yeah. Perfect.
I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you have any more feedback or any ideas on who I could interview next or what subject you'd like to have covered, just let me know. Kaylee's always checking the Discord channel for Escape Collective, and I saw there was some nice feedback there from the first podcast that I did. And basically, I'm just going to try and keep improving as I go along. Hopefully, as I get a few more guests on, it'll get better and better.